Frank Frederickson was the longtime captain of the team and the star player. He's the only one that's in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Slim Halderson is another one who actually played professionally and played in the NHL. Bobby Benson played in the NHL. Again, these aren't names people really know now. And Benson was only sort of a bit player. Halderson was a pretty decent player. Konnie Johannesson was a big star when they were an amateur team in Winnipeg. Mike Goodman, he was a younger player who hadn't been with the team before the war. He was a nationally known speed skater and very fast and a decent hockey player. Played a long time professionally, never played in the NHL. Played in actually a little-known professional league in Florida in the 1930s, which is an interesting story all in and of itself. They were the big-name guys. The goalie, Wally Byron, I think, was probably a big name in Winnipeg. I mean, if you were growing up in Winnipeg in the 1910s and 20s, it's a name you would know, but I don't think he's really stood the test of time. But those are the main guys on the team when they're, going for the Olympic medal. In the early Hockey World Championships and at the Olympics, I mean, you have to give up a big chunk of your life to head over to Europe and play this. I mean, it's a week or two to cross the ocean, a couple of weeks of competition, a week to get back. You have to be able to get a leave of absence from your job. There's a lot more involved than just, jumping on a plane and off we go. I mean, they've left Winnipeg at the end of March and don't get home until May. So, it's a big commitment. The Allan Cup began in 1908 when professional hockey was starting to take over, and the Stanley Cup, which had once been an amateur trophy because all sports in Canada were amateur, is now seen as a professional trophy. And the amateurs need basically a national trophy of their own. And because there are, professional hockey is fairly limited in these days, but every community can have an amateur team. So the national playoffs for the Allan Cup become quite a big event in Canada. So now this year in Manitoba, the 1919-1920 season, there are two main senior leagues in Manitoba. One is basically based in Winnipeg, and the other is, the Falcons are still in Winnipeg, but Selkirk and Brandon. But it's agreed fairly early that though they won't play together, their league champions will meet in a playoff for the Manitoba Championship, which will be part of the national Allan Cup playoffs.
And Selkirk was without doubt their hardest opponent. And they eventually beat Selkirk, I think, in a double overtime game. And the score was very close. And then they had to beat Brandon, and Brandon was easier. And then they had to beat Fort William, and Fort William was a little tougher, but they managed to do that, I think, 12-5 in 2 games total point. So after doing that, of course, they were sent off by train to Toronto for the Allan Cup.
Certainly by the time they get to the Allan Cup final at the beginning of April in Toronto, it is known that the team that wins will represent Canada at the Olympics. As amateur champions of the country, they are the natural selection to go over and represent Canada at the first Olympic hockey tournament.